thanks to Ratalika Games and PR Hound for letting me play the console port of Outer Terror early, and I put a decent bit of time with this game, got all the achievements, and I want to get some tips I learned along the way. With this being $10 and it requires some decent time to get the achievements, I hope people don't skip out on this one. Now, this game came out on Steam last year, got some good reviews. Outer Terror is easily described as a game like Vampire Survivors, but with a twist of having objectives to complete. The game has 5 levels to offer, and I think that's a neat idea. At first, I thought the game was a bit boring, and it does have a challenging aspect to it. Dying 10 minutes into a run is quite defeating, and add on the annoying lack of an easy restart, it kind of gets draining playing it. As I kept playing and time went on, something finally clicked, and I understood what the game wanted me to do and how the builds work. And what there are 10 characters that starts with a different weapon and special attack. At first, I thought Cassie was the best because she starts with an AR and her special attack is pretty powerful. Then I thought the guy that starts with an Uzi was good, but I disliked the special. Then I found Anna. Sure, she starts with an axe, but her special is very good. The timer is so short, it acts like another weapon, and it does a lot of damage. Once you get the hang of the game and learn the levels, hopefully the game will click for you like it did for me. This game is very build dependent, and it seems like the spawn rate increases or sort of like damage checks. Sometimes I found myself in a loop of always needing to heal instead of getting more upgrades, and ended up dying because I'm not doing enough damage. I found that like you definitely want at least 3 projectile weapons, preferably the Uzi, shotgun, or pistol. And for some levels, the armor and movement speed upgrades are required. Some weapons and buffs cost 1 or 2 slots, and you only have 8, and your starting weapon also costs a slot too. Like Anna's axe costs 2, so you only get 6 more slots. And this does have local co-op. It does have you get achievements for buying a bunch of upgrades, which I think are kind of too expensive for how much money you get in missions. But it's not too bad. I found myself kind of confused in some missions and what to do, so I want to quickly explain each level and show you what you need to do. This one is a timed mission. After surviving for 20 minutes, a boss will come out and that you have to kill. But there are some missions we can do for some achievements. At the start, you want to head towards the crossroads to meet the dudes in the middle for the Cultivate Relationships achievement. Further down the street, you'll meet a scientist. He'll give you a mission to defend him and then to destroy some meat towers. And then after that, people spawn in and you can talk to 2 people. One, this lady wants some comic books. That's also another achievement. You have to go collect all the comic books around the map. They're marked on the map, which is nice. And once you pick up the last one, you'll get the achievement. And there's also another guy that wants you to help you find his bunny. You just need to talk to him and follow him. Then he'll stop. Talk to him again. Then the bunny will appear. Then you gotta kill it. And then you get an achievement for that. Then you just gotta go find the radio tower, talk to that guy. You have to find a battery, which is an item that those batteries drop from the bodies that are on the ground that you hit X on to get some money or consumables. If you already have a battery, just don't use it and give it to him, and then you get the achievement. So with Kill Switch, we have to do some things to actually be able to hurt the boss. There is an achievement for beating this in another 15 minutes, and I thought you just had to go straight to the boss, but no, you can't even hurt the boss. I was like, what's wrong? But what you want to do is go to the right. You'll see on the map where I am once we get there. Once you get your note and you need to go find the EMP, that's all the way at the bottom of the map, somewhere around the old warehouse district. There'll be the EMP where you have to grab, and then you have to go bring that back up to where the bomb is. So once you get it back in the bomb, then you can go find the boss, and then you have to bring him over to the bomb, and then you can start attacking the boss. And I did this mission again really quickly after I unlocked all the upgrades that are in the shop, which the upgrades I think are way too expensive for what the game gives you, but there is a level where you can get a bunch of money in there that's kind of easy to do, but I would recommend doing it later. Apparently there's an exploit to cheese all the upgrades, but I don't think that's fun to do. But if you want to skip the grind, you can go search that out. But once you go back and grab the boss, it's not too hard. If you just keep dashing away, you'll be fine. Now, once you get up to the bomb where you can activate it and start attacking him, I would recommend with the bosses, I would switch to the manual aim, which is clicking in the right stick, and then you can aim where you want the shots to go and easily kill the boss. And then that's it. And I did this in, I think it's like 8 minutes. Now, other side is one of the ones I was like so confused about what to doing, and I know it seems like it's fairly obvious what to do, but once you're not really paying attention or kind of getting lost in the maze area. But what you have to do is find these obelisks in the beginning, and then you have to, each time you go through the maze, you gotta go find each obelisk. It'll be somewhere. I don't know really the pattern about it, but it seems to be kind of annoying if you like not knowing what to do. And this is another one that has its own achievement where you have to get 3,000 coins in here. Now those are the things that are the enemies drop, the little yellow things. And I like spent an hour in this mission just making sure that I had enough, and I came out with around like 5,000. I wish there was a way to tell you how many coins you had, like in the pause menu or something. But to grind out coins, I would just stay in the sandy area where there's just these little guys. Just stand there for a while, and you'll rack up a bunch of coins there. And once you finish the level, you can go back around and clear up everything. Just make sure you don't get too close to the ghost, because that'll like end the level. But this one isn't too bad. You just gotta keep going at it with the obelisks. It seems to be like it's in the top right corner, top left corner, bottom left corner, right corner. So it's not too bad. This was one I had the most trouble with, even though it's like the most straightforward. Now, incident report. This one is probably the hardest one in the game, and this is the one where you absolutely need the armor and the movement speed upgrades. If you don't get the movement speed upgrade in the first like a few upgrades you get, I would just restart, because you need to be dodging everywhere, and this is like confined spaces, so you'll need a bunch of projectiles to do that. That's why I chose Anna, because her axe special attack is pretty good. Like, it's really good. This one's I had the most trouble with, just because you need a bunch of damage and you need to not get hit a lot. Confined spaces, and you'll have to destroy these doors, and you gotta stay in locked rooms for a certain set of time. And then at the end of the level, you gotta run away from a boss. That's where the movement speed comes in. I tried it once without it, and I couldn't do it. You just gotta keep dodging, and you'll eventually get it. It's not too bad. Again, this is probably gonna give you a little bit of trouble if you don't have a lot of upgrades and you don't have a lot of damage. Now, this last level here is probably the one I had the most fun in. It's a survival mission like everything else, but this one you have to use your This one you have to fuel up a science research station. Gotta fuel up, and there's fuel all around the map, but I would go for the furthest ones first early on, just because once more enemies spawn, it's gonna get kind of hectic. But if you're more powerful, you can go out farther. It won't be much of a problem. And I would recommend also doing it, putting the fuel in around 75%, maybe 50%, depending on how many cans you have. You only can carry 2 at a time. There is an achievement to beat this level that your tanker doesn't go under 10%. Now that's kind of easy if you leave all the fuel canisters that are close by for last. And if you gotta remember, you can blow up cars for more fuel. And the bad thing about this, every time you're out in the cold, it slowly chips away your health. That's why my health's going down without even taking damage. It's not too bad. I had to use one or few fuels to heal up. And what sucks about this mission is you gotta last 30 minutes of this. Now, it doesn't seem too bad, but once or twice you're gonna have to use a fuel to heal yourself. And once you're back in the base, the timer stops, so you can't just like cheese it and stay there. And eventually around like the 10-minute mark, the vampire queen will appear. And I do think I was kind of confused, like, oh, do I have to go over there and kill her? But no, it's just like a damage check kind of thing. But just don't worry about it when she comes up. You damage her a bunch and she goes away. The only thing you got to worry about is your health when you're out and about. But I think once you can, if you're upgraded enough, you do enough damage and you can just keep getting health when you pick your upgrades. But this one, Outer Terror, is pretty fun now that I've put a bunch of hours into it. But yeah, if you have any questions about any level, I'll gladly answer stuff in the comments below. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see me play more indie stuff or more games, more achievement stuff, make sure you subscribe. If you have recommendations of me playing stuff, just let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.